to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends. Sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is a rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, the spirit is revisiting us. True and living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we woman and man up. They say stay down, and we stand up. Shots be on the ground, the camera panned up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory, glory, oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over. Victory isn't won, but we'll fight on to the finish. Then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, Selma is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They march with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, heroes, to become a hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, a king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald ego. No one can win a war individually. It take the wisdom of the elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours. It will be ours. Oh, glory,
Greetings. I am former First Lady of the United States of America, Michelle Obama. I'm an ordinary person who found herself on an extraordinary journey. In sharing my story, I hope to help create space for other stories and other voices to widen the pathway for who belongs and why. I've been lucky enough to get to walk into stone castles, urban classrooms, and Iowa kitchens. Just trying to be myself, just trying to connect. For every door that's been open to me, I've tried to open my door to others. And here's what I have to say finally. Let's invite one another in. Maybe then we can begin to fear less, to make fewer wrong assumptions, to let go of the biases and the stereotypes that unnecessarily divide us. Maybe we can better embrace the ways that we are the same. It's not about being perfect. It's not about where you get yourself in the end. There is power in allowing yourself to be known and heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice. And there's grace in being willing to know and hear others. And this, to me, is how we become. Thank you.
Visions that can change the world. fulfill divine purpose, you gotta answer when you're called. So don't be afraid to face the world against all odds. Keep the dream alive, don't let it die. If something deep inside keeps inspiring you to try, don't stop and never give up. Don't ever give up on you. Don't give up. Every victory comes in time. Work today to change tomorrow. It gets easier. Who's to say that you can't fly? For every step you take, you get closer to your destination. You can't feel it now.
creature encountered in African and Caribbean folklore. This West African god frequently takes the form of a spider, and he is considered to be not only a trickster and folk hero, but the god of knowledge. The stories of Anansi are believed to have originated from the Ashanti. Later, they were retold by the Akan people in Ghana. West Africans originally considered Anansi to be the creator of the world, and he was often called Kuaku Anansi. Kuaku means Wednesday, the day the spider god's soul first appeared. Sometimes he looks as an ordinary spider. Sometimes a spider wearing clothes or with a human face. And sometimes he looks much more like a human, but with spider elements such as 8 legs. In some stories, Anansi is the son of Name, the sky god. He becomes so annoyed with his son's mischief and trickery that he turns him into a spider. Anansi often acted as a communicator between humans in their dealings with the sky god Name. The G-Name name symbol is one of the best known Adinkra symbols of Ghana, which means accept God and signifies the all-knowing power of God. Adinkra are visual symbols originating from the Akan people, the dominant ethnic group of present-day Ghana and the Ivory Coast, located in West Africa. The Anansi stories were brought to the New World through oral tradition, told from generation to generation. Just as other tricksters, Anansi often uses his victims' habits and ways of life to trick them into situations in which he is able to achieve what he wants. Now introducing Lamari with Anansi Brings Stories to the World.
Anansi stretched his 8 legs as he sat in the middle of his web, watching the people around their fires in the evening. They were restless, and the children were bored. How can I help them? Anansi asked himself. He rather likes people, being one himself sometimes. I know! Stories! They need stories to tell and to listen to. He thought. He knew that all the stories were kept in a beautiful wooden box by Name, the sky god. He also knew that Name kept the box close to him at all times. For this, he would not be able to use trickery and sneak it away from Name. As the great sun rose in the morning sky, Anansi spun a beautiful silken thread long enough to reach to the clouds, and he scampered up to heaven to talk to Name. He knew he must be polite and on his best behavior. He bowed low. Oh, Name, great and wise God of the sky, I wish to have your box to take back to the people. What is your price? Name's laughter thundered out, shaking the clouds. Ho, 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 little Anansi. My price is much too high for someone like you. Great princesses and rich villages have tried to buy my box, but none has been able to pay the price. I will pay, said Anansi stoutly. I will give you your price. Name it. Very well, little one. My price is Onini, the python who can swallow a goat. Bring to me this item, and my box of stories will be yours. We will bring it, stuttered Anansi, as he backed away to the sound, once again, of Name's thunderous laughter. Swinging down his silken thread, Anansi knew he could be in trouble. This dangerous creature could end his life, like the lives of those who had tried before. He shared the problem with his wife, Aso, and together they devised a plan to tackle Onini, the python who can swallow a goat. The next morning, Anansi marched into the forest, waving a big palm stick and muttering, "She's wrong. I know she is. is much bigger and longer than this stick. Why does she not give him the respect he deserves? I know I'm right, and she is wrong. But will she listen? No. As he approached the water hole, the sleek head of Onini, the python, appeared on a branch in front of him. What are you muttering about in this way, Anansi? You have disturbed my rest. He hissed irritably. Oh, great Onini, it is my wife. She declares that you are much shorter than this palm stick. I say you are certainly longer. But will she listen? I don't know how to prove that I am right. It is easy, you foolish spider. Lay your stick on the ground beside me, and we shall see who is right. And so it happened. But Onini had difficulties keeping his coil stretched out straight, and he did not measure the full length. Let me use my silk to keep you fastened, as we can prove how terribly wrong my wife is, and how great in length and strength you are, O Onini. And so it happened. But when it did, you foolish python, jeered the spider. Now you shall come with me to Namek. So saying, he hauled him up with his silken thread and presented him to the sky god, who merely said, I see what I see. You have succeeded. Great princesses and rich villages have tried and failed, but you, Anansi, have succeeded. He called out loudly, listen to me, all who can hear. Praise Kawaku Anansi, for he has paid the price, so the box shall be given to him. Henceforth, they shall now be known as spider stories. So saying, he bent down and presented the box to Anansi, who paid the price so that people can have stories to tell forever. That end.
say if you want a glimpse at Black history, just take a look at a Black woman's hands. Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out a warning. They said, "Connie, don't you run so fast. There might be snakes there in their grass. You might step on a piece of glass." Grandma's hands. Ain't they something, these hands? These magical Black girl hands. How they weave protective spells into weary scalps, literally. Like abracadabra, a little blue magic into your palms, and poof, all of your day's worries and nappy edges are gone. See, this kind of power is our birthright, passed down from our grandmamas. Us sitting on kitchen floor watching grandma wave, hot comb like wand, all of that smoke and fire. See, this was our apprenticeship that crossed over on ships. How with enchained together palms, we still managed to carry the muscle memory of over, under, for they are two directions we Black folk know all too well. You know, they say in some ancient African cultures, hair braiders were considered healers, those with access to the head, to the crown chakra. So I guess that's why my grandmama always said, be careful who you let get in your head. Tell them don't throw that shed hair away, for fear a bird will come and make nest of it and drive you crazy someday. Nuh-uh, instead, tell them return that hair to the smoke and fire from which it came like poof. Watch a magic Black girl on the front porch teach a whole history lesson about how this entire country was built using nothing but her hands. Get this, using nothing but her hands, plowing perfect cornrows like cotton, like Black bodies bound together. So now we braid these patterns into hair so we don't forget the price a people paid for freedom, the tired, aching feet from standing all day. See, this kind of freedom was ours. We grease your scalp griots. We ain't never need no business cards. Instead, we pass everything by word of mouth, the same way we do everything we consider sacred. See, this is economics 101. That is how to take something, i.e. your edges, and turn them into something, and ain't they something? These ancient Kemetic hands, these holy hands, how they make Red Sea of parts, these ancient Kemetic hands, how they make geometry of box braids, kinky twisting double helixes of DNA. See, we always had good hair since Genesis, since the beginning. So they say that people be reborn when they leave our chairs. So the word in heaven is, each time a Black woman slays your edges, an angel gets its baby hairs. For centuries, others have tried to rob us of our glory. But to this we say, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and they ain't got the strength to push this kind of weight. See, the little Black girls with the big names. Whenever someone asks me the meaning of my name, I usually never have an answer. I remember looking for it once in a computer at a shopping mall kiosk. You know, the ones where the meanings of names are saved and engraved into keepsakes. Thinking all the while the chances of me finding my big old name would be like the odds of winning the sweepstakes, you know, slim to none. I got tired of people mispronouncing it, so I shortened it to Khan, but they still got it wrong. They kept confusing me with that lady who once sang that song, "Tell me something good." So tell them something I feel I should, and I correct them. My name is pronounced Shah Khan Dri. No silent letters, no accents, preferably pronounced with the drawl of a good old New Orleans accent. It just sounds so much sweeter that way. I remember there once was a day when I wish my mother would have stuck to something simple and pretty and majestic like Tiffany or maybe even Alexis, but my fate was sealed by signatures on my birth certificate granting me the right to forever bear the shame of having been given a ghetto name. So this here poem is for all the little girls and boys with big names. For the Shahs and Ishas, the Annas and Ikwas, who were told never to write their names on applications. Because see, we live in a nation where your name can tell someone your race or even your social status. Because some people think only dumb ghetto folk overuse the alphabet. They chalk it up to illiteracy, never creativity, or maybe even history. And I wonder, If those who assume would ever stop to think that maybe transatlantic submerged native tongues have re-emerged in the form of ghetto monikers, like my little cousin. I got a little cousin whose name is Tanisha. It sounds a lot like Tinashe, a name from the Shona tribe, meaning God is with us, because when her mother died, God was all she had. Or maybe like my friend Lakeisha, whose name sounds a lot like the Bantu name Wakisa, meaning born during the harvest. Now she's an attorney reaping from sowing seeds of working the hardest. Or maybe like me. My mother knew this little girl right here was going to be a fighter, so she named me Shakandria, which sounds a lot like Shaka, the great Zulu warrior. See, this here poem is for every son and every daughter who ever became a professional only to shorten their name to a letter and a period, just so phone calls could be returned or higher pay earned, because we all know, don't nobody want an Isha or an equal to operate on them. But you see, a book can't be judged by its cover, nor its title, and the story beneath your names can't be contained beneath the tide, so let them rise and take their rightful places on your applications and business cards, desk placards and uniforms, until one day ghetto names become the norm. Yeah, everybody's name gonna be Keisha. But for now, we're special, you see, and there ain't another girl in the world with a name like you or me. So go forth and rep proudly for all the ghetto name girls. And if someone happens to mispronounce your name, make sure you give your neck a swirl, look them dead in the eye, and correct them. My name is pronounced Shakandria. Say it right or don't say it at all.
Creole families hold their women in the highest of esteem. The Baseball Parade was created as a form of a competition of sorts. They had a group of dolls that resided where City Hall is today. That was known as Back of Town. They had some dolls who resided, say, where Cross is or was, the Basin Street. And the baby dolls who lived where City Hall is today were in a competition with the other dolls from another part of the town, of the city. So they decided that they would get up early one morning to see who could be the prettiest.
Well, today, the New Orleans Baby Doll Ladies are the cultural successors of the Baby Dolls masking tradition. And that tradition is about not only masking, but also practice of song and dance.
Baby doll ladies don't jump no hoops. She don't toe no line. She got money to burn and she'll blow your mind. Baby doll ladies make their own laws. Baby doll ladies got fire in their bras. Baby doll ladies got Creole pride. She'll take your man and make him cry. He better watch himself or he'll get lost. She cracks so good because she's a boss. Baby doll ladies got fire in their drawers. Fire in their drawers, fire in their drawers.
We were taught to know our history when we were brought the first group of French-speaking Africans here. A lot of the dialect have been lost, but a lot of the way of life and what it means to be the matriarch, a female matriarch, is what has been passed down and taught generation after generation after generation.
Well, my name is Miriam Baptiste Reed, and I am the original baby doll.
So that's the attitude of a baby doll. It's just Mardi Gras is an opportunity to mask and come outward and share it with the world. What we're trying to bring is the essence of Creole music, song, and dance to the world, because we made it through the water. We made it through the water. And we want to serve as an example of hope, not just for the people of Louisiana, but for the people of the world.
When I'm ready, put them on the shirt. Let's sleep right, be right all night. Everybody in sight.